There was a special energy in the air of the 1980s, a restless excitement that pulsed through shopping malls, living rooms, and offices as technology rapidly changed everyday life. It was a decade when gadgets became not just tools, but status symbols, occasions for conversation and portals into a world that suddenly seemed much bigger and faster. From the hum of personal computers booting up in bedrooms to the hiss of cassette players on buses, technology became part of the rhythm of everyday life, weaving itself into routines and friendships in ways that seemed fresh and full of possibility. The personal computer, once an outlandish luxury, began to settle into homes and classrooms, turning kitchen tables into makeshift team centers for games, school projects, and early experiments with digital creativity. In 1980, a home computer cost as much as a new car. An Apple II Plus sold for $1,195, which equaled about $4,000 in today's money. But by the end of the decade, prices had fallen by leaps and bounds, and computers became affordable for the middle class. Families gathered around bulky CRT monitors. Children eagerly took turns playing simple games, while parents studied spreadsheets and word processors that promised to make life more organized. Loading a program from a floppy disk could take minutes, and the distinctive sound of the floppy disk drive became the soundtrack of the computer age. For many, these machines seemed like a glimpse into a future that was coming faster than anyone could fully comprehend. The Commodore 64 became the best-selling computer in history. Over 17 million units were sold. Portable music also found its golden age in the 1980s, and Sony's Walkman led the way. Teenagers strapped these devices to their belts, creating personalized soundtracks for commutes, walks, and night classes. The first Walkman TPS L2 only came in blue and silver colors, and its creator at Sony initially doubted its success. Who would want to listen to music on headphones? But over 1.5 million units were sold in the first 2 years. The simple act of inserting a cassette and pressing play became a ritual of independence and escape, offering a sense of control in an ever-changing world. Music has gone mobile, and with it, private moments, even in crowded public spaces. The characteristic click of buttons and the quiet hiss of tape became the sonic signature of a generation. Game consoles turned living rooms into colorful gathering places where friends spent hours huddled around televisions, controllers in hand, navigating pixelated worlds that seemed limitless. The Atari II-6000 sold from 1977 to 1992, a record 15-year life for a game console. And the Pac-Man game became so popular that it triggered a coin shortage in the United States. Arcade machines literally ate all the quarters in the country. These systems turned the game into a social event, where laughter, competition, and the occasional disappointment of a lost life or a failed jump became shared memories. The simplicity of these games only added to their magic, forcing players to master each level without the aid of online tutorials or codes. Even everyday communication began to change when cordless phones replaced clunky disk models, allowing people to roam from room to room chatting with friends or family. Imagine, for the first time in history, it was possible to talk on the phone without being tied to one place. The first cordless phones had a range of only 100 meters, and neighbors could sometimes overhear conversations on the same frequencies. Camcorders found their place in documenting family milestones, birthdays, and vacations, preserving moments on grainy but priceless film. The first camcorders weighed up to 2.5 pounds, a real workout for the hand. These candid photographs capture that dynamic era, showing people interacting with the devices that defined their decade. Each image tells a short story of curiosity and adaptation, reminding us how quickly technology became part of the 1980s lifestyle. We can see teenagers enthusiastically playing arcade games, girls with brightly colored radios on the beach, kids posing next to Commodore 64 computers, and young people with Walkmans creating their own mobile concert halls. What began as a technological revolution in the 1980s laid the foundation for the digital world we live in today. Every click of the mouse, every press of play, every pixel victory in a game were the first steps into a future that seemed like science fiction at the time, but is now our everyday life.